Welcome to video 2 on how to get for sale by owner listings. In the first video, we talked about understanding the mindset of the for sale by owner. Now I want to talk about your mindset on going after the for sale by owner. First of all, going after the for sale by owner is not going to be a very easy process. This is something that's going to take some time. You're not going to be able to call them day one and say, hey, I want to come talk to you about selling your house. It's probably not going to happen. You are not going to be successful. What you've got to do is you've got to date this person for a very long period of time. You've got to ask them questions, get them to trust you, and then move into a situation where you can talk to them about selling their house. So the first thing that you've got to do is when you call these people, understand, even before I tell you about how to get the list of names, I want you to understand before you even start this process what's going to be involved. You've got to be ready to call these people on a weekly basis and just ask very light questions. The very first call you're going to ask them, is your house still for sale? And they're going to say yes. Go ahead and get the information as if you have a buyer. And if they ask you, do you have a buyer? You need to be honest and tell them, well, no, I don't. But I have a website that gets so much traffic that as soon as I hang up, I might have a buyer. And since your house is sitting on MLS, I need to keep an update of what's available in your price range so that I can show all the listings, even the houses that aren't on for sale on MLS. I know a realtor who, when the busy season hit, she would stop going to show houses on MLS and would go after and show just the for sale by owners because they're not getting traffic. And I thought that was a pretty smart idea. So when you're calling these people, ask them, is your house for sale by owner? And then ask them other questions. Why are you selling? You'd be surprised what kind of answers they will give you if you ask the right questions. Go ahead and ask them what their payoff is. I know that's a bold question, but you'd be surprised that most for sale by owners will give you an answer. Some will be taken back that you asked that question, but some will answer the questions. I mean, what have you got to lose? If they hang up on you, they hang up. So here's the questions that I ask them. Is your house still for sale by owner? They're going to say yes. How much are you asking? They're going to tell me how much it is. How many square feet is it? How many bedrooms? How many bathrooms? Does it have a pool? Is there any reason why you're not using a realtor to put it on MLS? Listen to that answer because they will pretty much tell you their thinking of what's the reason that they don't want to do it for sale by. They don't want to list on MLS. The other thing that you might want to ask them, maybe not in the beginning, but on future calls, is ask them, if I bring a buyer to you, are you willing to pay my commission? If they say yes, then you're halfway there. Remember that, with an average commission of anywhere in some markets 6 to 8%, if they're willing to pay the buyer's agent, you're halfway there. Now all you've got to do is get them to a situation where they will let you be the listing agent. So if they say no, we're not paying any commissions, you can get your buyer to pay the commissions. And I wouldn't even, on the first call, I wouldn't even respond to that. Just go on and move on. So your next call that you're going to make is going to be in about a week. You're going to wait a week and you're going to call them and ask them, is your house still for sale by owner? Or are you still asking this much? And then they will ask you probably on the second time, do you have a buyer or are you just trying to get my listing? And I tell them straight up front, no, I'm not trying to get your listing. I haven't even seen your house yet. It could be a dog for all I know. So tell them that right up front, you're not trying to get the listing. You just want information to keep up to date on what's going on. Now, keep in mind that in the background on what I'm doing is when I get their information, I'm going to ask them if they have a seller's disclosure. So I'm going to get a seller's disclosure from them, and I'm going to ask them to email that to me. Once I got that email address, then I'm going to start putting them on an email drip campaign, where I'm going to send them an email every 4 to 5 days about using a realtor to sell their house. Every Friday, they're going to get an email of all the houses that I sold that week so that they can see that I am actively in the market. I'm a realtor. I do this full time. This is not a part-time gig for me, but they need to see that this is what we do. Then another thing that I'm going to do is the week after I ask them if they're willing to pay that commission, I'm going to ask them, if I bring a buyer to you, will you pay my commission? I'm going to ask them the same question. I'm going to word it different. So, that's the thing, is to keep in mind that even though they don't want to pay commissions after about the third week of it going on the market, they are kind of getting anxious. They probably don't like the system, but then they will tell you, I'm in no hurry to sell my house. So that is an objection that you're going to have to come up with. So, to recap this video, we talked about in number 1 about the mindset of the seller. Now we need to talk about the mindset of you, understanding that you're not going to get the listing right away. It's a very slim chance that you'll get it right away, but this is something that you're going to have to date for a long period of time. And so in the next video, I'm going to tell you how to get the names, email addresses, and telephone numbers of sellers. So watch the next video. If you have any questions for me, give me a call, 972-679-9029. Y'all have a great day. We'll talk to you later. Bye-bye now.